everybody, and thanks for checking out my review of the Casio G-Shock GBA-900 7ACR using module number 5641. Now, special thanks to Casio for sending me this watch to review. For full disclosure, there's no request for a favorable review or approval before uploading. Now, if you like this review, please click the like, subscribe, and hit the bell to be notified of future reviews. And please leave a comment below. I love hearing from you guys. Now on to the unboxing. Alright, so to get into the unboxing, what we have here is, of course, the black and white box here. You have the G-Shock logo on the top, G-Shock on the side, barcode on the back. And getting into the box, you open it up and you have FCC information because it is a Bluetooth-enabled watch. You have the warranty. You have the module with module number 5641. So if you want to look up the instructions, you can just do a Google search on module 5641 and the instructions will be there for you. And going into the tin, it matches the box, of course. It's got the G-Shock logo on the top, some textured writing around the sides, nothing on the bottom. And opening it up, you have the watch. Here's what I love about Casio. They make a watch to fit any budget, lifestyle, and walk of life. Most people I know who own a watch likely own or have owned a G-Shock. I call it the perfect gateway drug to a watch collection. They're innovative and versatile. You can get a simple square with basic features, you can get a smartwatch, and you can get one with technology as smart as you want it to get. You could get a nice analog with digital features like the one I'm going to be going over today. I started my channel on G-Shocks. They're always going to be a big part of my collection no matter what the higher end of my collection gravitates towards. Recently, Casio released two new watches in their activity-based lineup that work with the Move app. The digital GBD-200, which I'll be doing a future review on, and the analog digital GBA-900, which is the one I'm reviewing here. Casio's been getting into the fitness tracking sector and gives you some good choices on how many features you want. Now, of course, with G-Shock, you're going to get 200-meter water resistance and shock resistance. The case and the straps are resin, and the display is mineral glass. Now, the size is 51.3 millimeters by 48.9 millimeters by 16.6 millimeters thick. It's very light, weighing in at just 61 grams, and the dial has a textured look that matches the texture of the strap. Now, the center of the strap between the lugs offers ventilation, and the strap offers plenty of sizing holes for a perfect comfortable fit. Now, the rear watch is fastened with the 4 screws in the aluminum case back. And as you'll see, there's 5 buttons for modes, settings, and navigating through the features. Now, the hands are easy to read around the dial, and the negative display displays the time and functions throughout the modes. So it's got lume on the hands and double LED backlight that illuminates the face and the digital displays, and you can set them to automatically light when you turn your wrist, and it'll stay on for 1.5 seconds or 3 seconds depending on what you set. And here's how the lume looks. The GBA-900 connects with your smartphone with the Casio Move application. Now, I'll be going over that shortly. It works great with outside apps, and the sensors in both watch and your smartphone increase accuracy and activity tracking. Now, it's got an onboard step tracker, dual time, 1/100 stopwatch, 60-minute countdown timer, 5 daily alarms with an hourly time signal, and one of my favorite features, giving you the smartwatch notifications, such as mail, texts, phone call notifications, calendar events, whatever notifications on the home screen shows, it'll set off of the beep, so this way you know to look at your phone. Alright, so now I'm going to walk you through the modes, and the first thing I'm going to show you in the modes here is you can move the hands out of the way in any mode by pressing the light button and the mode button at the same time. So you'll see them hands get out of the way. And the next thing I'm going to show you is the display button here. And the display works in multiple ways, but the main function on it is what's called a life log. So you press the button the first time and it's going to show you the distance walked, and you'll notice that the time displays at all of these 3 modes that it plays with. The second one is the calories burned, and the third one is your step counter. And go back into there and you get the timekeeping mode. And then to go through the modes, you have a 1/100 second stopwatch, So once again, if I want to get the hands out of the way, and it allows me to do multiple timers. So all I have to do is press the start button, it starts it. Press the start button again to stop it, and then I could restart it by pressing the lap button on the top. And the next mode shows you the recall, and it shows you my previous runs. And there's a lot more information that could log into with the Move application that I'm going to get into next. Then you have your countdown timer, and there's multiple countdown timers that you can work with. Some of them are relays or just multiple timers. So to start them, it's the same exact thing with the stopwatch. You just press the start button, press it again to stop it, and then the lap button to reset it. And then to go into the setting of the timer itself, you can go up or down. It's a 60-minute countdown timer. Go into the mode again, and then I'll move the seconds up or down. Press it again, and it's set up. And then here's a really cool feature too, is when I press the start button, there's a little countdown on the bottom here, and then the timer starts. And once again, to stop it, you press the stop button, press the lap button, and it starts over again. And you have your dual time mode, so this way if you do a lot of traveling, you could set it up for a second time zone. You have your alarm function, so to go through the alarms, you just press that display button on the left, and you have 5 alarms plus an hourly time signal. And to turn them on or off, you just press the start button on the bottom right. And that's it for the modes. Alright, so now I'm going to get into the settings on the watch, and this is really easy. You're going to get more in depth on the settings with the Move application, but if you want to just get into your simple settings, you press the top left button until you can see it's ready to set. The hands get out of the way, and the first thing you can do is reset the seconds, and then you press the mode button. It goes to the next one, which is your hours, your minutes. You could set for 12 or 24-hour format. You have your year, month, day. You have your button tones on or off. You have airplane mode on or off. You have your light timer, 3 seconds or 1.5 seconds. And that's it. So that's it for the simple settings on the watch. It's a really easy watch to work with. Alright, so now I'm going to get into the Move application, and to be able to get into the phone itself, a lot of it is automatically done, so if there's notifications that come through, for instance, but typically what you'd want to do is you press the mode button here, and you hold on to it for a couple of seconds. You hear the second beep, you'll see the little Bluetooth in the top screen here, and that means that you're connected now. So going into the home screen, you have your notifications, which is going to just give you notifications on any changes that goes on with the watch or the application. And on the top right, that is an automatic time adjustment. So you press that, and it transfers all the settings that you've set within the profile, and it also sets the time as well. So now the home screen you can configure by going to the very bottom of the screen here, and you go into Customize Home, and you can decide what features are more important. So if I want the light features to go to the very top, you can put in for timer settings or any settings that you want to be hidden, and you can move them up and down just by playing around with the right side of the screen there. Then you press save, and this is what your home screen is going to bring you. And it's basically a hybrid screen of your activity and your more screens. So to get into the activity, there's a lot of information here, and I'm not going to get too much into the activity settings today. I'm actually going to get a video specifically going into these settings, so this way you can work with these watches a lot more. There's a number of these watches that work with this application, so I'm just going to concentrate specifically on this watch for now. Now going into the More screen, you have the user settings, which you can go into your profile, and you can set that up online, and then you can put in your name, your date of birth, sex, height, weight, maximum heart rate, VO2 max, which is fitness settings that you can get into. And then you can go into your units, so you can set up for miles, calories, feet or meters. You can go into the pressure settings, the temperature, Fahrenheit or Celsius, the height, weight, and tide. Then you can go into your life log and actually set some goals that you have for the day. You can go into your activity, and it's going to show you the distance attained, how long it took you to get there. You get your personal records, achievements, and that's it in that section. Then you can go into the watch settings and you can check the watch software. They'll have firmware updates periodically. You could set it to go with GPS that's going to work off of your phone if you'd like to, and this way you could track wherever you're going. Auto functions. So you can set for an auto lap, so 0.6 miles, and then you could allow the phone notification linking and have sound effects to go with it too. And you have your time display. And that's where you could select your city. So if I go into New York, and I could put in for the daylight savings time for auto, on or off, the home time daylight savings time, auto on or off, and then the time display 12 or 24 hour format, then send it to the watch. And then you'll always get a confirmation once it's sent. You go into home time and world time. You have your simple notifications, and what that basically says is that if a notification comes through being on your smartphone, whenever it comes onto your home screen, it'll notify you with a simple alert on your watch. You have adjusting the home position, so you can actually do a watch adjustment to make sure that the hands are accurately aligned. You have the program timer, and this allows you to repeat any number of times. This is good for when you're at a workout and you want to time your reps, or if you have a specific time lapses that you want in a workout, running, cardio, even weightlifting. You have your alarms, and this includes an hourly time signal. And to set them, you go into the edit alarms, and you could set it. So let's say I want 6 o'clock in the morning, or it's 24-hour format and changing the alarm. So 6 o'clock in the morning, press OK, go back, and if I want the hourly time signal, I press done, I send it, get the confirmation, and it's on the watch, and as you can see, it shows OK on the watch as well. You have your light adjustments. You have auto light, where you raise your wrist and it'll automatically light. You can turn that on or off through the application or on the watch itself, and then of course you have 1.5 second or 3 second intervals that the light will stay lit. Then you have your sound adjustments, and when you go in, this allows you to do the key sounds whenever you're pressing the buttons on the watch. You'll hear a beep, or the incoming phone calls. So you could turn it on for all time, on, off during runs, and then off all full time. And I just keep it off. Then you have your time zone data. So you can have the app automatically acquire the updated time zone, and then it sends it over to the watch. So that's the application, how it works with the watch. Like I said, I'm going to go into more details at another time in regards to the actual fitness settings, but it's really, it's very intuitive. It's easy to work with. All right, now here's a wrist shot. And of course, I have 7.5-inch wrists, and as you can see, it's a very Reasonable size watch. Fits nice and comfortable. A lot of sizing holes here. Alright, so now to give you a comparison with a bunch of other G-Shock watches, because this watch could look a little deceiving. It looks like it might be bigger than it actually is when you might see it in photos or just see other reviews. So just to give you an idea, this is its counterpart, the GBD-200. And the size differences are pretty small. Now here's how it looks next to the classic 5600. A little bit thicker. And then you have it next to the Casio. And then you have the H1000. And it's definitely smaller than that. And then of course the largest one in my collection here, the Rangeman. So this gives you an idea. It's not really a large watch at all. That's it for my review of the GBA-900. It's a simpler option for those not looking for a smartwatch but would like some fitness tracking features that work with their smartphone. Like I said earlier, I'm going to be doing a future video to get more into the Move application and how it works with the various G-Shock watches that it works with. In the meantime, feel free to ask questions you'd like me to address in the comment section below. And if you like this review, please click the thumbs up, subscribe, and hit the bell to be notified of future reviews. I want to thank Casio again for sending me this watch to review, and I want to thank you very much for your continued support and watching. So I have some great content coming up. Keep an eye out. Have a great day. And be safe.